Okay, welcome back to Central Valley Buzz. I'm Chuck Leonard and William.
Hello.
Let's bring in our next guest, Robert Howk. Robert Howk. How are you, sir?
Pretty
Howk
good,
from
thank you.
law offices of Howk and Downing. What kind of law do you practice, Robert?
We practice elder law, which is that body of laws that deal with the elderly, wills, trusts, estates. I also do veterans benefits. I'm a 6th-generation veteran. My son is a 7th-generation veteran
Wow.
in the family. So veterans
Time out.
benefits.
Right there, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I still wear my little silver Dolphins insignia submarine service when I was in. We still do that. But here a while back, because I am involved deeply in senior law and the issues the seniors face, I volunteered to become the senior senator from this area for the senior legislature.
What does that mean?
35 years ago, Henry Mello, who was a supervisor and board of supervisors out of Santa Cruz County, got together with some other guys and adopted some laws to make a senior legislature. In the senior legislature, we serve without pay, strictly a volunteer organization. We have been meeting once a year in Sacramento. That's not going to happen this year because we're short of money. But they recommend laws to the regular legislature.
For seniors?
For seniors. It affects seniors and disabled people.
Okay.
Okay, and so this last October we met, and there came out of that session 10 proposals that they recommended to the state to be adopted, and 4 to the federal. Of the 10 that was recommended to the state, 4 or 5 of them have already been picked up. The most controversial one that came out of it was the Death with Dignity Act. That was recommended to the state legislature by the California Senior Legislature. And right now, it's in Sacramento. It's passed all of its hearings so far. It's got a couple more to go.
Tell me about that, death with dignity.
It will allow a person who's terminally ill to pick and choose when they die.
Pull the plug on themselves?
Yes. I support it. I have seen 3 members of my family die from cancer. I never saw a pleasant one. Some are more horrific than others. My stepfather, for instance, his cancer choked him to death, slowly but surely. Choked him and
Do you
starved
think
him.
these people would have just said, "Hey, man, I'm done"?
I don't know if they would or not, but
It's a hard call.
It's a hard call, and it's got to be your call. Recently, there's a young woman who went from California to Oregon because Oregon has its own Death with Dignity Act, and she chose to die up there because she controlled it. Well, you saw the pictures of her before the cancer and the pictures as she was nearing the end of her life. The difference is just remarkable, and I can only imagine what she was going through. I'm not saying it should be done for everybody. I think the choice is theirs. There's some for religious reasons won't do it. There's some for moral reasons won't do it. But when I've seen some of the people in our family die horrible deaths, they can't even get enough pain medicine into them to make it livable.
Mm-hmm.
So, I've seen it happen, like I say, within our own family. I see it in our practice quite a bit. And it's just one of those things. It should be up to the individual person. I understand it. Some people, like I say, will object to it for moral grounds. I understand that there's other who will object to it for religious grounds. And there's some people who won't. Now, you would think in Oregon they have a massive amount of people going up there to choose this, but it's a very small number. The last I'd heard, it was, and it's been a while back, was like 15 or 20 people. I mean,
15 or 20 people that went from California to Oregon to
no,
die?
just people that had
That
chose to do that.
The residents of Oregon?
Yeah. Well, they weren't residents of Oregon at the time, or maybe they were, but there were people like this young lady from California who moved up there specifically to take advantage of that act.
Take residency there just to do it?
I have an acquaintance of ours who's an attorney up there, Eden Rose Brown in Oregon, and when I asked her if somebody from California could come up there and utilize their law, she said, well, yes, but find a doctor who will do it, because that was a key block in California, and as I suspected, doctors that had that Hippocratic oath, first do no harm. Well, if you're allowing somebody to commit suicide, yeah, it's kind of harm, so it flew in the face of that. So a lot of doctors up there won't do it, but there are those who will look at it as a Compassion and Dignity Act. There's just a horrible death for some people, and they will choose that. They recommended a bunch of other laws for people. This year we've already submitted our proposals that will then be taken up with the whole legislature body. I've submitted one which is a presumption of undue influence. Anytime a will or a trust is changed within a year of date of death or after diagnosis of a terminal condition, there's an automatic presumption of undue influence.
Wow.
So that'll be coming up before the legislature, senior legislature this year. And if I'm lucky, it'll be one of the ones that pass and they send on to the state legislature. No guarantee it would, but it was due, what was it, June 1st or something like that. I've already had 6 or 7 people in the senior legislature contact me because we do elder law and say, how do we do this and do that? And yes, by the way, we really like your proposal. So it's being received fairly well so far. And I understand there'll probably be some opposition to it. But the senior legislature is it's a entity that relies on donations. We do not get money from the state. Our budget annually is about $330,000.
Wow.
But understand there's a large number of people, about 130 people going up there. This year we're not going to meet. We're going to do a closed circuit TV meeting from our office. I got to see how that works. And we'll do it without the general meeting. Last year I went up in October of 2015, about a month after I had heart surgery, and we actually got to meet in the legislature, in the Senate. For those of us who were senators, and the Assembly people got to meet in the Assembly room, and then we had a couple of joint sessions. It was an eye-opening event. It was great to see seniors taking control of their lives. And if you're not a senior, you don't understand how things affect people. Like there's identity theft can be a misdemeanor or a felony depending on how it's charged. We want identity theft from a senior to be a felony crime. We don't want it to be either or. Well, if you look at it logically, the senior has less time to make that money back or to get out of that thing than, say, a person who's 25 or 30. Right. I understand that part of it.
If people want to donate to you, Robert, how do they do that?
They can go to the California Senior Legislature's website, which is the number 4 CSL, CharlesSamLincoln.org. Very simple. There's a form on there where they can become friends of the senior legislature and donate that way.
Awesome.
To the thing.
Well, thanks for helping the seniors here in the Valley, Robert. That's really cool.
Thank you for having me on.
Hey, we're going to take a quick commercial break.